Hey everybody, hope all is well. I'm gonna do this quick video before we head out. What's up? We got a serious problem. Look at this tweet. It says this person who, I guess Uja Anya, is a Nigerian immigrant who openly calls Black Americans hashtag AKATA. She also disrespected hashtag Kevin Samuels during his death. She is a professor at Carnegie Mellon, and she needs to be held accountable. Now, here's her tweet, all right? She did a tweet of the Dusties, I guess for them, the late great, but of the Dusties. She did a tweet saying Kevin Samuels told men their worth was in their wallet. He died in a one-bedroom sublet with less than $1,000 to his name. No partner, friend, or offspring willing to claim him. Only his poor mother begging and borrowing to bury his loathsome carcass. Out, super ouch. It's a tweet. And that was reported to the media, that he was in that one-bedroom sublet. They said his name wasn't even on the lease. And they said he only had $1,000 to his name. Not $100,000, $1,000. He was broker than broke. But I get it. You put up some little clothes, some little outfits, and some little trinkets around. Our people, woo, it's a difference in being, I'm not, at this point, I can't even say it was hood rich, because we already saw that video where he had his vehicle and it was obviously leaking oil and had that big old cardboard box, and Becky came out there running, and they were talking about and fussing about the, I guess he leased a room in that house, and fussing about his part about the utility bills that he didn't pay. My gosh. Black men, y'all got bigger fish to fry. She needs to be held accountable. Now, Akata, I'm definitely opposed to that. I mean, come on, that's from what I understand. That's a slur. And let's be real. I'm going to say this to some of the people across the water, Africans that came here. Understand this right here. You don't have to love African Americans. Guess what? I'm going to be honest with you. Most African Americans, we don't love ourselves, and we don't love anybody that's black coming from across that water. Let's understand that. But I will say this. Black people protested to have people, our African brothers and sisters, to come here. They protested. Hunger strikes. Remember in Clinton, they were like, oh no, they're not coming over here from Haiti. Anybody could have had that disease, AIDS. But that was, no, they would turn you around. You're not coming here. But people from Cuba and other places came here. You understand? So as if, no one from Cuba had that disease. Really? So let's understand that. Black people were the ones, oh no, I remember before, they didn't want any black immigrants coming to this country. I recall hearing reports about that. And you have African Americans up in arms all about it. So let's get that clear. Let's get that clear. The bigger issue is this. So yesterday I did the video, and I've seen some other people do the video. Very good. Yesterday I did the video about the professor on TikTok. She's just asking you to better yourself. And this is the thing, oh my gosh, I don't understand. Again, I'm to the point, I'm not going to let this get all up under my skin. But it's like, so we're attacking, you got some mammies on it. Oh, and I saw some of the tweets, sisters putting that work in. You got some mammies on it. Okay, you got her out of her job. Okay, and? But you still got the Klansmen on their job. There are people that are non-black saying all kinds of stuff about black folks all day, every day. Are you going after them? I told you before, you cannot have with this group. It's got to be group thing. And look how group think has worked out for the group. That's why collectively the group is at the bottom. So I thought about you. So go after her. You don't think? There's money in ignorance. It is. It's money and ignorance. We don't have to agree with her delivery. Keep it moving. See, this is how I know we're dealing with not just poor pockets, poor mentality. We also worked up. There's money and ignorance. You want to know how? Good example. A lot of these therapists know what's best for you. They're not going to tell you. Hate to say it. When I asked the VC guy, why don't they invest in black men? It's like, well, basically, it's a bad investment because they kill each other so much. So it makes sense. I hate to say it. Biden, he already told you who's the future of this country. He didn't say ADOS, FBA, black people, African Americans. He already told you, and you better get used to it. Gee, not that I'm waving the Biden flag, but after what you see, you think? Look at all the discord. Look at all the discord. But there's money and ignorance. So, let me make my point. She said the dusty behavior is not going to work out well for you, and it hasn't. Black men collectively, the most uneducated, most incarcerated. Well, gee, look on the news. Somebody sure as hell doing something. So you think do you really think you're going to go to the maybe a non-black psychologist and they're going to just say, well, you got to listen. You've got 6 baby mamas, Tyrone, and you only made $3 an hour. It's going to be all right. They know what to tell you and how to say it to you to control you. There's money in ignorance. Why? Let her keep on doing it. If they pass that law about time a woman gets pregnant, you got to start paying now. Oh, many of them going to be in jail before the baby's even born. Is it Mark Rubio? If they have their way with that you start paying time a woman is pregnant, it's going to be more crime, but it's going to be more of them locked up. There's money in ignorance. So with black people, sometimes you do have to say things in a different tone. Not to all, but for some, that's all they understand. Look at the rap music. You want to hold a record company about it, the rap artists about it? Calling women bees and hoes all the time? How about that? Oh no, we're going to let that slide. But see, there's money in ignorance because when you have people, what we're doing, what we're seeing in the community, black men and women, we got the king and queen of poverty D. They own it. They be on it, on that poverty stuff. On that CHIT, on that poverty shit. They love it. What's going to happen? Oh, more crime, more violence. People be making money that's invested in the private prison industries. Don't have to worry. There'll be a whole lot of jobs for a whole lot of cops. Because why? A chocolate drop going to act up. Yeah. Whole bunch of kids out of control. More crime. Then they'll go ahead and have to go ahead and lock them up. And then they making money off of us. I have a question. How you get in there? Did you put yourself there? It's money and ignorance. Yo, kid, keep on acting up. That's okay. They got a facility over there. Yeah, they got a nice facility. So when little TT acts up, or Daquanda, Shaniqua, Shalonda act up, they can send them over there. You already saw on the video how those judges were sending those kids to those kid jails, and they were end up getting paid aside from their regular salary. What was it? $2.8 million, money in poverty. So then you look up your child, get to acting up. Well, they need to be on this medicine. The pharmaceutical company, they can make money off your child. We got a program over here. They got a psychiatrist, a counselor can make money off your child. It's money in ignorance. Yeah. What did the old person tell me? Somebody got to be at the bottom. Make sure it's not you. So I already said before, black people are groupthink, and you just can't be honest with us. You can't be. You cannot be honest. It's just like now. Somebody I know on my ex-husband's side, as I said, he made a couple $100,000 in options trading. I took the course and I've been so busy doing different projects, and I'm today supposed to try to get back on that. But I was like, heck, instead of me learning on the meantime, in between time, I need to get with him and say, hey, and we're divorced, okay? My ex-stepson. Oh yeah, he does well. You already have a six-figure career, and you made $487,000 in options last year. I said, listen, I'm still taking my class. I'm not familiar with it. You got it all down, but I want to make some money. Okay? Whatever you do, I need you to text me. He makes a play. He texts me an option trade. I don't want to make a mistake. Hell, I just get the brokerage company on the phone to make that play. And it's no guarantee. So I said, okay, I'll take a chance. I'll risk $5,000. See what happens, okay? That's what I'm going to do. And that's the, I guess, the premium. So yeah, $5,000 investment. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, I'll just have to eat it in. Oh well, because again, I'm not really. That's kind of tricky. I look up. I said, "Well, I'll start making money already." Now I know a few people. Out of all of that, I called one person and told my homeboy, African American guy. Yeah, I called him. I didn't even tell my homegirls about it because I don't want to go wrong and somebody looking at me. But the person I did tell, he already has money. He counts some money. Something happens. Hey, I'm like, hey, just letting you know, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm listening to so and so. I said, I'm already here. You might want to consider it. Okay. You didn't tell the other people so they can make some money. It can go wrong. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. So my point is, you can only tell certain people some things. When it comes to the Black community, you cannot tell us all the truth. The best thing for you to do sometimes is just for the masses, do like the Democrats do. The politicians, well, the Republicans don't really care, but seriously, do like the politicians, be a Democrat or Republicans or the preacher. It's gonna be all right, and just let them go. Smile. It's gonna be all right. Let them go. You can't tell us the truth. No. And as a result, I said there's money in poverty. People got to go ahead and keep on doing the same thing that they're doing. Now, this options trade he told me about, it may not work, but heck, last year he made $487K in options alone. Yes, I'm pocket watching. So I'm saying to myself, well, no wonder that he bought a boat. No wonder he bought a boat. Gee, I see the house. Is this like a quadrupleplex, a tripleplex? I get it, and I'm happy for him. But do I go and tell everybody? No, you can't tell everybody everything. Because what if something goes wrong? I don't want someone looking at me and say, well, I put in $5,000 and I'm not going to hear all that. So I tell someone that I know if it does go wrong, hey, like I said, it could go wrong for me and I'm out of 5Gs. And trust me, I'm not swimming in cash over here. So that's how it is in life. You can only tell some people some things. The rest, sometimes just leave them alone. It's like the bad kids in school. You think, oh, these teachers, well, I went to this school and the Black teacher, they flunked my kid because your kid can't read. They're trying to help them. And guess what? The parent is mad. Get them over there with teacher Becky. Do like Becky's doing. They had an article on that. White teachers saying, hey, we're just going to go ahead and just pass them. The behavior is out of control. So what did they do? The teachers came to school every day and they just passed them just to keep them quiet, and they earned their pay. Why? It wasn't worth the battle. The behavior problems that they had. It wasn't worth it. So sometimes, like I said, they already know it's going to be a payoff. Yes, there will be a payoff soon. There will be a payoff for the state when they go ahead and have to incarcerate. There's money in ignorance. Yeah, there'll be a payoff for the state. Tell Black men and women, keep on having all these kids and yada yada. You feeding the prisoner pipeline from your home, from your womb. The prisoner pipeline, the seed of poverty D. It's money in ignorance. So this here, I'm like, she got to be held accountable. Is it an attack on black women? But if you notice here, I haven't seen anything with regard to on social media about, hey, let's go ahead and talk to these poor baby mamas and tell them stop having to carrying the seed of poverty D. Let's go ahead and tell them stop having the seed of poverty D. Let's teach them to invest. Let's try and let's try and go ahead and push the importance of education, family planning, self-worth. Let's get some counseling. Where is that at? But I noticed there are two things here that I'm noticing about this here. She needs to be held accountable. Both of them, even though this, I don't care what you want to call them, tether, but they're black women and they're educated. We love to bring each other down, don't we? Out of all the problems that we face, how about telling black men you need to be accountable for your children, for your seed? Put information out there. Needs to be held accountable. We saw how Becky shot at the cops with an AR-15 and she survived. Black men and women got your hands up. We getting on the ground, being beaten up, being shot up. Where are those conversations? Where are we going to go ahead and tackle that? Black men, what we going to do about that? Mammies, what you going to do about that? You knew how to ask on that, professor? Mammies, what you going to do about that? Let's talk about these banks. I believe it's in Alabama. You can be black, they've already done a study, and you can make $150,000 a year. You might get a loan, you might not, but the approval odds are less than a white person who makes $30,000 to $50,000 a year. Mammies, what you gonna do about that? How about call those banks out? How about pull your money together, file some lawsuits? What you gonna do about that? Want to hold those banks accountable? Black men getting black women pregnant, run off, and that might be the safer option because sometimes you tell them you might get shot, might get got. Who's going to hold those men accountable to saying, men, please stop killing the women you get pregnant, shooting them. Please stop killing your kids. Oh, we want to hold those men accountable? But see, this is what I think we do. Choose a soft target. I'm just letting you know we have bigger fish to fry. And she talking about Kevin Samuels. Well, it was the truth. $1,000. $1,000 is what he had. Not putting my, because again, I do okay. When I made that trade, listening to my ex-stepson, yeah, I treated myself. I said, yeah, $1,000. Boo-boo. The shoes cost that because I just feel like treating myself because I don't hardly do that. I don't do that stuff every day. I felt like treating myself. So the fact that you were grown behind man, running your mouth, and that's all you had, that's sad. I said, yeah, every now and then I will treat myself to do something. Every now and then. I don't do it a lot. Hold accountable? Why can't we hold the community accountable? The children are out of control. Out of control. What are we going to do about that? Let me guess, that's a big issue. We really can't tackle it. The schools are already overcrowded. First of all, the kids don't know how to shut their behinds up and listen so they can go and learn. But y'all put all y'all trust in $1,000 in your sublet. This man, in my opinion, you broke it and broke, especially at that age. You broke it and broke. It's the ones that didn't have an EBT card in his wallet. Was you eating off EBT? Kevin. $1,000. That's what you, and no life insurance. And you mad because she talked about him? How about we use this as an example of what not to do, what not to be? The seed of poverty D. Where's the accountability for the men that are abandoning the children? Where's the accountability for the men that are killing the women and the children? Where's the accountability for the men that are running around in the community just acting wild like savages and committing crime? Where's the accountability? but we can go ahead and choose a soft target. What's the chance of her and me shooting and killing another black person? What's the chance of her doing that? Oh, girl is doing well. She wouldn't risk that. She wouldn't risk her lifestyle. Are you kidding? Why can't we hold the community accountable? It's like now they had a deal. Now they're saying it's going to be they're going to add 1,000 illegal immigrants' children to the school. 1,000. And one area is going to be. I said that's going to be like in a black area. Because trust me, they're not going to be in a rich area. I can tell you that. You know your tax dollars is paying for it, right? When you're paying your property taxes and all that, the state and all that, you're paying for it. So they're going to have to stretch the money a little bit thin. Are we concerned about that? But what you want to bet? I bet little Miho can probably show up in that school, get their education, and they're going to more than likely will exceed little TT and little Shaniqua. In some cases, that's going to happen. In some cases, some are going to have behavioral problems. That's occurred. Some have come to the school and hurt other kids. But you do understand your tax dollars are going to be paying for those kids who their parents haven't paid any money in. They spend so much per student. Look how many black kids can barely read. The state of poverty D is not good when they're not good at reading. Who's going to be accountable for that? But I get it. I get it. I get it. I got it. We want a soft target. How many? And I thought about it. I was like, so we got an issue with the police. We got a major issue with the behavior problems. And with the behavior problems, we have to keep calling the police because of the youth in the community. A lot of black men in the community. So you got an issue with the police, but the behavior is so bad, gotta keep on calling the police. That's an issue. Got an issue with the broken up, damaged family. The youth are killing the elderly. The youth dumb fools can't barely read. You gotta be kidding me. High unemployment, high incarceration, and embarrassment across the nation. Where's the accountability? Are we going to address those issues or just nitpick? She said I didn't like. She said I didn't like. She said I didn't like. But we're going to choose this to be our fight, and then the mammoths hop on the bandwagon. Man, the world is watching. Again, when Biden said, this is your future, I'm not for Joey B, but I can understand the rationale. Time somebody try to come up, get a business going. How about we talk about that? When a person has a business, especially a black person in the BC, we need it to survive. Don't rob it. Don't kill the owner, fools. We need it to survive so we can thrive. Why? So we can try and lower the unemployment. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Please tell the black men to stop following folks down from Publix, from the grocery store to the bank and robbing them. Tying up 77, 74-year-old people, 80 years old, robbing them. What about that accountability? No, stuff like that, we're going to let it slide. That's why I said, this, okay, so now we own the therapist. They got the therapist, got her little gig. And I think I'm going to try to reach out to her. Someone put in the comment section, we need to help her. So I'll try and go back on that TikTok, get her handle. If y'all, I don't have her full bio. I see different things, but yes, I'll try to make a point to try and get that done. But I was like, wow. Accountability, we have some major issues to address, and we sitting up here, well, the way she said it, oh my gosh, out of all the problems Black and Stan got, what is that by Neely Fuller? We are serious about silly things and silly about serious things. We sitting up here over 90% of the vote has gone to Joe Biden, and Joe Biden ain't. I'm sorry, he ain't tricked. He hasn't bamboozled you. He never said he was going to do for you. So when I hear that, I'm just going to speak my truth. I have not heard him say, "Oh, well, he's bamboozled you." He may have said, "I'm going to have your back." Okay, you might can use that. But we sitting up here. Well, we said about reparations. You already gave him the vote. I didn't see it coming really from either party, to be honest with you. But most of our people, Kamala told you, do something for black people? No. But you did something for the Indians, did you not? VP Cam. Yeah, we read about the Wall Street Journal, how you went ahead and got those visas going. Boop! I think it was 500,000, what the article I recall reading. But so that means you did something specifically for them. We are worried about the wrong thing. You got an issue again with the community, got an issue with the police. But then the community is so far out of hand, the parents can't control them. You got to call the police. Seriously. We got a whole lot of big issues, but I can see the attack is on black women. Got it. Duly noted. What's y'all gonna do about Zimmerman or the next Zimmerman? Huh? Out of all the problems of the community, I thought, wow. So here's another black woman. It's time to go ahead and get all up in her face. Okay, she loses her job. And we don't have too many black therapists, too many black professors that can. It's like, oh my gosh, you cannot win with this group. What about? Let's talk about this here, and I'm almost done. So, what about all these universities, and they have a low amount of black professors that can teach the children, the youth? What you gonna do about that? But you're still giving them your money. You're still going in debt, $80,000 and up a year. Some paying $40,000 a year, some paying $60,000 to $80,000 a year, but you're still giving them your money. But you're not really represented. So we want to go ahead and hold the universities for accountability. Do we want to do that? Do we want to do that? No, because that's a big fish to fry. And when it comes to the brain, I'm gonna call a brain our pan. That pan is too big. The brain can't handle it. Not even safe in your own community to walk down the street. So much violence. So much violence. So this here, people have a right. You can feel the way you feel and you can take action. But all I'm saying, this is like a double whammy. This community has a lot of problems to fix, a lot of issues. And that therapist and this lady here, Anya, that's the least of your problems. Because she said, hashtag Akata, or she talk about Kevin. That's the least of your problems. And if the mammoth's gonna jump on a bandwagon and fix that, that lets you know this group is already defeated. What if we can see through it, you think other people can't see through it as well? Look at this group. They all jumping on her. Got it. When are we going to address some real issues? Since the mammoth jumped so quick on the therapist, so address some real issues for your black man. What are they going? Where's going to be the accountability for black women that's killed every 5.5 or 5 hours or 4.8? That's important. What's going to be done about that? Who's going to hold the black men accountable for murking the women and children? I'll wait. As a matter of fact, I won't, because it'll be the end of time. They said pick and choose your battles, choose wisely. You know what I'm saying here? I say our people don't choose wisely. They choose weakly. And I mean WEAKLEY. I'm out.